You're watching Cetome TV. Knowledge is power.
What does a lump that is breast cancer actually feel like? Like if you're doing a self-exam at home, how would you know when there's cause for concern and when, is there a way to tell the difference between, say, a cyst and,
Yeah, I believe we had this question last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really important to, if you have anything, be very aggressive in your checkups.
You mean if you notice any lump?
Any lump whatsoever.
Yeah,
any changes whatsoever in the breast. I mean, there will be a lot of benign lumps. There'll be a lot of different things like calcification and different things going on, and you want to have them all checked out.
Mm.
You don't necessarily need to do a biopsy, but a PET CT is going to catch it every time.
Mm. This is the thing. Maybe now would be a good time to talk for people who haven't attended one of these chats before about why we keep referring to PET CT.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for most people, their doctors would order them, in a case like that, they'd order a mammogram or maybe an ultrasound or something like that, right?
Yes, definitely.
Sorry, my brain just wants to go off on a tangent about what's wrong with those things, but let's stay with this. So the PET CT. So maybe you could just tell the viewers at home, what is it about a PET CT that makes you so eager for people to have them?
Well, I could explain it, but you do such a wonderful job
No,
of
you're not
it.
passing that off on me. People want to hear you speak, not me.
So PET CT detects biological activity, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
It basically, biological activity is based on the fact that cancer cells are growing and rapidly reproducing, whereas normal cells will grow and rapidly and reproduce in spurts. So anything that's constantly growing is going to be consuming a lot of nutrients, and it's going to be metabolically hot, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get a PET CT, they inject you with a radioactive sugar isotope, and then you sit for a while, and then the more active cells drink up that at a higher level, and you get a higher, what they call, serum uptake value. It's SUV. And so if you start seeing serum uptake values above the normal for that area, then you assume that that's a tumor, a metastatic tumor.
Mm. But visually you can see.
You're not just they glow like Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the thing that I find so great about those scans versus other scans.
And it tells you how aggressive the tumor is. So you could have a massive tumor that the doctors are focusing on that's inaccessible, and they want to blast it with radiation, and it could be completely dead.
Mm-hmm.
It could be necrotic.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could have a tiny little, microscopic tumor, half a centimeter, that is on the elbow, on a lymph node that's easily accessible with simple surgery, that could have an SUV of 27 or something. And that's incredibly aggressive and very likely to spread. So knowing how that, the aggressiveness of each tumor is really important. But additionally, very few treatments are going to result in a complete response. In other words, not all the tumors are going to respond. And you have to try different approaches for different
because
tumors.
of the genetics, right?
Because of the individual genetics and the heterogeneity
genetics
of tumors,
yeah.
yes.
Well, yeah, I mean...
And just different tissues. The genes in one... A mutation in one tissue is going to be very different than a mutation in another tissue. I mean, a perfect example is BRAF mutations. When they happen in melanocytes, you get melanoma, and they're easily treated with a BRAF inhibitor. But when they happen in other skin cells, like epidermal skin cells and colon cancer, then you have a secondary pathway, the EGFR signaling pathway. So a single BRAF inhibitor is not going to work there. So knowing the tissue and knowing the aggressiveness of the tumor in that tissue can help dictate, what targeted therapies are going to work or not.
Yes, it also gives you more precision with any surgical interventions that you're having.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Targeting it.
Yeah.
So it's just a win-win in every aspect.
Yes. So absolutely. And you need fewer PET CTs than you would CT scans, which we can go into another time. But that, if you're concerned about radiation exposure.
And I think you put it very eloquently when you summarized it, I think a few weeks ago, where you said that PET CT is real time. You get the results as soon as you have your scan. With a CT or MRI or X-ray, you have to do serial scans over a period of time, let's say 3 or 4 months. and then you have to wait to see if that actually was a tumor or not, whether it grew or not. And even then you don't get definitive proof. So just having that real-time information really changes everything.
Yeah, because with some cancers, having to wait 3 to 6 months to find out if you even have cancer, it leaves the tumor a long
I would say
time.
any cancer.
Okay, I'm trying to be generous here, but yes.
Don't be generous to cancer.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for watching Ketome TV. Subscribe below and stay informed.